Here's a quick rant for you guys. There's two kinds of buyers out there. There's people who buy to resell, and there's people who buy to collect and make money back. I happen to be the type of person to collect and make money back. Granted, yeah, it's not. It's harder to do than if you're just buying to resell. You have no attachment. Now, here's my issue that I have. People who are just selling. The person that's either on, let's say, Craigslist, eBay, maybe not so much eBay, but like Facebook, or even secondhand places like that, or even people that you just randomly meet or they call you or whatever. My issue is disc traders, bookmans, local pawn shops, or whatever you have. They'll give me $150 for a regular Nintendo and 10 games. And the 10 games might be Mario Brothers and Duck Hunt, Tetris, all games that are under $10. Well, here's the issue I have with that. I know it's a load of crap because I know people who work at those places, and they pay you about 10%, depending on if it's a rare title or not. If it's a rare title, they pay you a little extra because it's harder to find. So, like a rare title like Bucky O'Hare, Snow Brothers, so on and so forth, insert it there. They'll pay you probably 25% at the most. It depends on how good a condition it's in. But I had a gentleman tell me the other day he had, let me think about this for a minute. Regular Nintendo, 130 games. A Super Nintendo with about 10 games. A PlayStation 1 with about 25 games. And I think that's it. And some random stuff like Duck Hunt wands, which really, unless you've got a tube TV, they don't work. Well, when you ask somebody what they want, or they get a hold of you with pictures and everything else, it seems like they would know what they want. Well, you got people out there fishing, and these are the type of people that I have to deal with. People who like to fish a lot. Instead of just saying, hey, I've got all that, I want, $800-900 for it. Or, hey, I don't know what I want, I'm still pricing it out, or whatever. No, make an offer on it. And then you make an offer on it, and a lot of these people don't take into consideration. They say, oh, it works, it's premium, everything's good on it, there's nothing wrong with it, all the games work and everything. And I know that that's a load of crap, because there's no way anybody who's selling anything is going to sit down and test roughly about 200 games altogether. So when I buy stuff, I have to A, clean it up, and B, I have to a lot of the times I have to clean the pins on them, because they're filthy or they've been sitting and they're just tarnished. And I have to a lot of the times replace pins in the systems. The Super Nintendo, apparently you can do it, but it's a pain in the butt to do it. But a lot of the times I don't mess with those. But the regular Nintendos, I do switch the pins in them. So, we'll get back on track. I tell this guy, hey, I got to, I'm going to have to do that, clean it up, and I'm going to be sitting on it for a while. Because, with that much stuff, it's going to take me a while to clean it and get it tested. I'm not a big place like Lukey Games or J&J Games online, or hell, even a pawn store. Or even a big place like Bookman's or Disc Traders, where they can have that stuff cleaned and put out in the same day, because they got so many people. Well, the response is, well, I can get this much from, let's say, disc traders or bookmans. No, you can't. You know, that's one thing that I do know when I buy stuff is how much somebody else is giving for it. I don't mind paying a little extra if I have to, but I'll be damned if I'm going to be, suckered into buying stuff because somebody wants to get as much as they can. If you want to get top dollar, sell it yourself. But the problem is people nowadays don't want to take the time to sell things. They want somebody else to sell it for them. So that's where I come in. I'm the guy who will take the time, clean it up, sit on it, and sell it or keep it. You know, I have a lot of respect for certain people, but there's a lot of people who I have no respect for. And it's people like that I don't have a lick of respect for. You know, there's people out there who said, hey, I know that you have to make money or how much you need to make for your bottom line. If something's worth $100, I'm probably going to give you half of that, maybe less, and that's better than you're going to get anywhere. A lot of the time it's a little less because if I have to buy cords and everything else for it, it's not worth it. But some of these people think that they're sitting on gold. I had a gentleman who had a box full of Atari stuff, 4 Ataris and missing cords and everything like that. Probably had 150 games for it. And y'all know, unless it's in box and it's a hard to find game, those games aren't worth anything, with the exception of a few. But there was nothing in there worth anything. I bought a lot of stuff off of him, and he had found these when I came down there. And he had said, take the box for, $5 or $10, because he said, I don't want it. Maybe you can get it to somebody who does want it. And granted, I got rid of it. I didn't make a lot of money off of it, but, he understood that I have to make money. And, I'm not an end of the rainbow type of guy. I'm not the guy who can sell let's say a stadium events for the regular Nintendo that's worth, $1,500-$1,600 and get $1,500 or $1,600 out of it. I might be the guy that gets 8 out of it or 6 out of it, and somebody else could try to pull the rest of the money out of it. I can't make that type of money because I don't have that type of clientele, but somebody else that has a big store would be able to. And a lot of people miss that nowadays, where I can just take it, and because it sells online or on eBay for $100, that's what I want out of it. Well, a lot of people say, hey, it's selling for $100, and it's not. People are asking $100 for something. I had a guy call me the other day. He had a Super Mario World for the Super Nintendo, and he argued with me for hours on this. He said that game is worth $40 to $60. It's been selling for on eBay. That game sells for, at the most, $20 to $22 or $23. I've seen it as high as $25, but I've seen it sit forever. A lot of the time I sell it for about $15 to $20. Sometimes less than that, depends on how fast I want to get rid of it. And this guy argued with me about it, and he sat on it and is still sitting on it and asking for $40 for it. He'll never get it because it's not a hard to find Mario game. Now, granted, if it would have been like a Mario Kart or something like that, then yeah, you're talking right around $40. But some of these people have no idea in hell what anything's worth. They think that because it's 20 years old or 30 years old, that it's going to be worth $1,000 or whatever. Well, it's not. It's only worth so much money. It's like somebody wanting $100 for a Mario Brothers and Duck Hunt. It's not going to happen. But when you have somebody who's realistic that says, hey, I've got all this stuff, and that's it, and this is what I want for it, can you do that, and get them something around there, then that's fine. But you got some of these people who think that they can get an astronomical amount out of everything. And it makes buying and selling games and realistically, anything nowadays is hard. Because there's some people who just think because it is what it is, that it's worth a ton. And it's not. But the end of the rant is this. I deal with a lot of nice people, but there's about a handful of them that really mess up the selling aspect of it. You know, I sell a lot on eBay, or I sell a lot to family members or people that I know that's been looking for stuff. I'm the guy who'll hunt it down. And yeah, I do have to ask a bit more for it. But you know, I don't ask no astronomical amount for it. But there's some people out there that want that astronomical amount and sit on it for the rest of their life. But we'll get back on track. End of the rant. Start of a new thing. Yesterday, being the 28th, I think it'd be 6/28, 2016, I picked up a couple of things, nothing too much. I haven't cleaned them up yet or checked them all out and everything. And 64, 3 or 4 games. Mario 64, both Zeldas, which would be Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask, the one with the holographic front case on it, and Paper Mario, which is getting kept by me. And a few other odds and ends. Okay, I'm back. Basically, a hodgepodge of stuff. I didn't pay a lot for it, but neither here nor there. Guy dealt with crystal clear on what he wanted and what I wanted to give him for. Came to an agreement. You know, great. But I deal with so many people who just want to try to take advantage of me because they feel like I have all the money in the world, and it doesn't work like that. And the same guy I got to pick up some more stuff off of in a few days when he finds it. But the video game market out there is starting to level out now. And I've seen prices drop on certain things. It's worth a good amount of money. Started to level out to a realistic price. But then I've also seen some stuff that wasn't high that's starting to shoot up in value. Now, I myself like to concern myself with the system, the GameCube for the Nintendo. Man, there is some sweet games on that. I picked up a lot of them. I've got a bunch of them. But I try to, they gotta be in good shape, because if they look like they've been scratched on the ground, you might as well just forget it, because apparently you can resurface them, but I've never done it. But I heard it can be done, but I don't want to take the chance on ruining a, let's say, $70, $80 game on a $2 scratch, you know what I mean? That's not going to affect the play or anything. But this video will be uploaded today on the 29th. So, excuse me, hopefully in the next few days, I'll be doing maybe a play video or something like that. One of these games I've got stashed in my room. Gotta figure out what I want to play. I got enough of them. But for now, this is the Video Game Hunter signing off. Peace.